I studied marine science and taught marine biology for a while before I got into animation. And so having thought, well, I'd like to do a show that centers around the really bizarre animals from undersea, specifically, I think, tide pools. So I looked at some of the drawings that I'd done, and I'd done a sea star and some crabs and octopus, and then I had done some drawings of sponges and thought they were really weird, and if I could just find the right character for that nerdy optimist, I would go with the sponge. And so I drew a few that were amorphous, you know, the kind of natural-looking sponges, and then I drew a square one, and it just seemed so funny. He had the pants and the tie and everything. It just seemed so odd, and in fact, he was kind of a square character. He's a square peg, and he fit the role perfectly, and so that's basically how I came up with SpongeBob. I wanted to do an undersea show that didn't sort of follow the same logic of other undersea shows like mermaid stories, where you see fish and they live in old boots and in tin cans and basically refuse from us. And I thought, well, what if they have their own little society that's based on familiar imagery like anchors, and as far as for a house, someone lives in an anchor, or someone like SpongeBob lives in a pineapple, which is from Polynesian imagery, and that there's a certain suspension of your beliefs, like that there's no fire, and that fish walk, and these sort of things that help us to write stories that parallel our lives.
In the very beginning, SpongeBob was called Sponge Boy, but I think they found out that someone else was using the name. There was another character named Sponge Boy, so they had to change it to SpongeBob, and for about a minute and a half, everyone was very upset about that. And then they realized SpongeBob is better.